Hello everyone. Today we are continuing with our learning of compound interest, but now we are extending it, so like one step more, and we're talking about present value. And what that basically means is like you're working backwards. So when we did our compound interest last week, we're looking at if I put money in right now, how much is it going to be worth this many years later? With present value, you want to know how much do I have to put in now so that I can have $10,000 by this time. So present value is more like goal setting. How much do I need to know now, my present value, because here's my goal for the future. So our formula here, it looks very similar. The letters are still the same as before with compound interest. A is the future amount, R is still the rate, N is still the time in years, and our principal is actually what we're trying to find. So it's the exact same equation, same things, it's just now it's in the other order. Just rearrange a little bit. So we need to be dividing this time instead. So we'll practice it. Make sure you practice along with me so you know how to work your calculator. And we'll do example 1 together, and then I'll let you try examples 2 and 3 by yourself. And you can check it on our calendar. There will be the solutions posted. So example 1 says determine the present value, P, of $200,000 in 10 years at 12% compounded annually. So this means that you want to have $200,000 in 10 years. So what do you need to put into the bank now? Let's take a look. So we have this already is our A. So let's not underline P actually. Right here, this is our A. This is our time, or our N here, and 12%. Remember that we always kind of like to write it off to the side, and we don't like percents like this. We have to change it to a decimal, 0.12. And it's still compound interest. Even though it says present value, we're still compounding, so we have to check what it says here. This one says compounded annually. Annually is one time a year, so 10 times 1 stays the same, and 0.12 divided by 1 stays the same, so it doesn't really affect it this time around. But in your next couple of questions, you need to make sure that you are careful and you know what am I multiplying and dividing by. So let's set it up. P equals, A goes in the top, so we're going to put 200,000 divided by 1 plus our rate that we decided to be 0.12, and it didn't have to change this time, to the power of n, which is 10. So some of you will be able to do this all at one time in your calculator, but some of you will not. So the best way to do that, and because most of you are probably using your phone calculator and it won't be able to handle all this at one time and still follow BEDMAS, so we're going to take that bottom, let's make it look a little bit nicer, 1.12. Let's actually take care of that bottom right away. So in your calculator, you need to do 1.12 to the power of 10. And you should be able to do that in your calculator with that y to the x button, or maybe it's x to the y, I'm not sure. Either way, that's the button you're looking for. And you should get 3.1058. You could go more if you want to, more decimals. You don't have to. The more you put, the more accurate that it is. So if you would like to write out the whole screen that you see and put 48208, that's fine. But I would say at least put 4 decimal places. And after you actually divide those, you should get somewhere around 200,000. I put in too many decimals here, or too many zeros. 3.10584820.8 $65,391.91. That should be your final amount, which basically means if you invest this much right now, in 10 years at a 12% interest rate, you will have $200,000. Now, is that realistic? No, because there's not many accounts that will give you 12%. That's pretty high for an interest rate of earning money. But that's the question, and you got it. So in your next one, when you try it on your own, again, I want you to be able to locate your A, your N, your R, and here be careful because it says here compounded semi-annually, so remind yourself of what that means, and if you don't remember, make sure that you go back to your cheat sheet that we worked on last week. And in example number 3 here, this one is compounded monthly. So make sure that you're just being aware of that when you're answering the question. And when you're done, you can check your answers in our calendar. Have a great week.